I thought it would be fun to do a little bit of a wrap up of all the books I read in the month of April. And honestly, as of right now, I'm recording this a couple days early, but right now I have read 11 books and I might be able to make it 12 by the end of the month. So let's go through all the books that I've read. I have my iPad and I'm gonna open Fable and just look at all of them because I'm not gonna remember the order and it's just gonna be so much easier to keep track of what I read. So far, I have read 11 books, and a lot of them have honestly been digital or audiobook. So on my Kobo, I first started the month off with Trope Stick. I absolutely love this. I was able to get an ARC through NetGalley, and my friend Maddie was absolutely hyping this book up at the beginning of the month, so I had to get on that immediately. And I have to say, it was amazing. It is a really, really good romance book. It felt like a breath of fresh air when you're reading it. Like, it just felt so different from romance books. I'm not a huge romance reader. Like, I definitely read it, but I don't really go outside of a couple different authors just because I'm like, that's what I like. I know that they do a good job. I'm just gonna keep reading them. However, this book was so good. It follows two people and we get to see like present day and their past, which is really, really nice. I love having that in a book. But basically they have a history. It's really messy. They end up meeting each other and they have to write a book together. They're two ghostwriters, have to write a book together, and you see them just like figure out what the hell they're gonna do. And honestly, it was really, really good. I highly recommend trying to get the ARC or wait until it comes out. The next book I read was Sunburn. I seen Mandy and Zoe reading it and it sounded so good. And oh my god, I'm 99% sure I rated this 5 stars. But oh my god, it was devastating. It was like such a good book about like coming of age, finding yourself, queer identity. And it was just so good. I highly recommend it if you haven't read it. 3 textbooks because I took a Vikings class for my last term of university. So I did have 3 of those, but if it's on Fable, I'm tracking it. And the amount of times that I read those freaking textbooks this term, crazy. So those were 3 of those. I'm not really gonna talk about them, but basically talk about Vikings, what their lives were like, sagas. Honestly, not that bad, but doesn't really pertain to what I usually talk about. This physical book I read the month was Aicha. I liked this book, but it definitely didn't meet the expectations I had for it, which was kind of disappointing. I think I may have rated it 3.75 stars, maybe 3.5. I don't remember exactly where I left the rating because I struggled figuring out where to place it. I did like it, but I found that how it was marketed set expectations and then we didn't get those expectations. Like, again, it's still very good. I think it is a great representation of living under oppression and talking about colonialism, and just like, it did not take they didn't sugarcoat it, which is really, really nice. You can't sugarcoat themes like that. I just don't think that works. So it was really, really good. However, there were some things that I thought were missing. I think the ending was kind of rushed. Like, some of the things that were marketing, we're only getting that in the last 10% of the book, and I was kind of like, oh, why is that? Again, I will still, anything this author comes out with, I will definitely try because I did like it. I just think like the marketing did this book a disservice and I would just like to see more, and hopefully the gaps will be filled in future books. Up, I read First Time Caller and Now Back to You. I read both of them. Well, I listened to them both as an audiobook. They were both fantastic. I loved them. I believe they both got about 4 stars. They were awesome. I loved the characters. I love the dynamic. I think these ones also work really, really well as an audiobook. The first one being, it literally focuses on a radio show. Perfect. You get all the sound effects, you get like the little jingles. It's so fun. And then you get the second book where they focus on like more like weather, TV, a little bit of like the radio. Like, we have both based on the 2 characters. But it was done so well. I really enjoyed it. Next up, I had a Libby hold on my Kobo for Coldwire. This is like a dystopian cyberpunk book. I just have to say that I absolutely loved it. It made me feel like I was kind of reading like a 2016 dystopian, but put it in today's world. Like, we're talking about AI, we're talking about virtual reality. It was so good, and I honestly really, really enjoyed it. I think it's really good. I definitely want to buy a physical copy now because it will be part of a trilogy. However, new covers came out, so I'm just trying to decide if I want to do the hardcover all the way through or if I'm okay having a paperback and then a hardcover with the matching covers. But I cannot wait for Deadlock. I'm super excited. If you're looking for something dystopian but is kind of updated to match 2026 with AI and everything like that, I do recommend it. It was so good. Next up, I read The Poet Empress. This was a 5 star for me. I absolutely loved it. It is obvious. honestly, when I went into it kind of blind. Like, I kind of knew a little bit about it. I knew I really wanted to read it. However, it was much darker than I honestly anticipated. It's also not a romantasy. I don't know what it is, but I feel like a lot of fantasy are being marketed as a romantasy. There is a little bit of a love story, I would say. Like, you think you're getting a love story, but it's not a romantasy. This is a darker fantasy, and it was done so, so good. Like, I have never seen a bad review about this book, and honestly, I can't think of anything bad about this book. It was done so well. The characters were amazing. The atmosphere was great. The magic system, it kind of had more like, arguably, I'd say more magical realism, but it was done so well. I absolutely loved it. There was plot twist. It was genuinely unpredictable. Loved it. I think you should read it. Then I read The Tradwife. This book, literally by the time I got to the end of it, I was kind of like, what did I just read? And honestly, who knew that a demon baby daddy would win over a Christian guy? Who would have thought? Who would have thought? But honestly, this is really interesting. If you're into horror and you're looking, I want to say it's like weird girl horror. I don't even know if that makes sense. I honestly haven't read enough horror or what people consider weird girl fiction. I haven't read enough of either of those. But in my head, this is probably what it would look like. It was interesting. Honestly, really, really good. I also was reading the back, acknowledgements, and basically, the rise of tradwives is a symptom of society's larger, more persistent issues. Capitalism, racism, sexism, etc. have created a culture that can twist things as simple as aesthetics and living into something far more insidious. So honestly, like, I think this is really interesting. And what the author says is, she's like, I believe the only way out is to devour. Let's consume, transform, and in that way resist. Maybe that's how we give ourselves a new start. And then she's saying, like, to be clear, don't, and then there's a spoiler, don't do that. But this is like a metaphorical way. So honestly, very interesting. I love the message behind it. I'm just shocked. I honestly didn't know what to think about this book, but I read the synopsis when it showed up in the aardvark box as like an option, and I was like, wait, I actually really need to try this. I don't know what I'm gonna think about it, but I need to try it. So honestly, really, really good. Currently, April 28th. I do think I have enough time to fit in Witch's Guide to Magical Innkeeping. I think I have enough time, and my boyfriend bought it for me almost a year ago. So it is time for me to finally read it. And the author teased the third book in the interconnected series. So it feels okay. I keep putting it off because I know I'm gonna love it and it's so cute, but it is finally time. Honestly, a really good reading month. So let's just hope that May can compare. Bye guys.